This is your Bradford City, Cardiff City breakdown preview. And it's a big one at the Cardiff City Stadium. First versus second. Brian Barry's young Bluebirds look to keep the momentum in League One unbeaten. Stockport was a tricky one last week after some changes, the international break, etc. Can they get that 100% home record carry on going? I think that's the main thing. They've been formidable at home. We'll have a look into that. We'll have a look into Bradford's strengths, and let's go. So first up, Cardiff City. Brian Barry Murphy have had a very, very good start, especially when you consider how young and raw this squad is. We've seen glimpses of that quick pass and move style, lots of rotations that he's trying to implement. Ruben Colwell at the centre of that, but of course brother Joel stepping up into midfield alongside the slightly more experienced David Turnbull, and of course Ryan Wintle. Yusuf Salic getting amongst the goals last weekend, Callum Robinson getting amongst the goals in midweek, both of which you'd like to think will kickstart those two as well. So it's it's been a difficult week in many ways, because I think the international break came at the worst possible time for Cardiff. It interrupted their momentum. Saturday was tricky, but they didn't lose. They got a result. Tuesday, they never really got out of second gear, and whenever you make 10 changes, I think it always becomes a bit dysfunctional, a bit just disjointed. Now Bradford, on the other hand, they come into this with their own momentum, straight up from League Two. They have that winning mentality. They have a pretty young squad themselves. They've got a big fan base, and they've started the season showing that they can mix it up physically and still try and play football. Their away form is a bit mixed, but their home form is real good. They have, of course, the experienced Andy Cook on the bench. Callum Kavanagh looks like he's out, unfortunately, which is a shame. Born in Cardiff, son of the legend Graham Kavanagh. But they've got some players. They've got Poynton, who scored a couple last week, and they beat Huddersfield Town, who are one of the favourites for promotion. So they will not be any easy shakes for Cardiff. But this is a Cardiff side who can take confidence. They thrashed Plymouth at home. They thrashed Rotherham at home. They beat Peterborough at home. They've won away at Luton and Wimbledon alike. They are a very good side. Will the manager make any changes? That remains to be seen. Gabriel Osho had a good hour on Tuesday, looked impressive. Keane Ashford came off the bench before getting sent off and did quite well. Isaac Davis looked really sharp. Callum Robinson has done well. He's got a lot of selection issues, Brian Barry Murphy. I think the obvious one who will start, Ruben Colwell. I think Yusuf Salic, and I think Dylan Lawler. They're the three down the spine, and of course Trot in goal. That's the spine. And then everything else, I would think he would look to build around that. For me, if Cardiff can play as well as they have at home so far this season, I would back them to beat any side. I think it'll be very difficult for Bradford City to contend with that. However, as I said, you do not beat Huddersfield Town 3-1 comfortably if you haven't got something about you. And Bobby Poynton in particular is on fire. But they have some good players. Another side that plays three at the back with wing backs, and Tyreek Wright on the left and Neuville on the right, both equally quite dangerous. They will get into dangerous positions. So Cardiff will need the pace of Ronan Kipakiel and Joel Bagan, and they will need the coverage of Ryan Wintle when those fullbacks push forward. For me, I just think if Cardiff play the way they have been at home, they'll have too much. But if they are disjointed like they were against Exeter, or they aren't as aggressive in how they move the ball and how they press like they were against Stockport, then Bradfield have every chance. I'm going to go 2-1 Cardiff City, but I think it's going to be a really difficult game, and it's going to be a fun one. Top versus second. Who's going to win? If Cardiff win, they have a game in hand and they have a 3-point cushion, so that's a big incentive for them. Let me know in the comments what you think, and of course, as always, for all your Welsh sport news, subscribe to DragonSports.